Hello everyone, welcome back to this lecture in which we are going to understand that how effective stress and total stress varies in the submerged soil. Let us understand that how a submerged soil will look like. Let us assume that this is a water body having some water level, and this is the bottom of this particular water body. So the depth of water in this water body is Z1, whereas we are going to study up to a depth Z2 from the base of this particular water body. Obviously, as there is only water here, we will see that there will be the gamma W for the water. So let us suppose that this is the water here. Let me put that into a color also so that you can effectively see the clear difference between these two layers. So this is water, whereas this is completely clearly this is soil. So this is soil. Okay, now also understand that as water is present above this particular soil level, this soil will be completely saturated with the water, especially up to a certain depth. You can see that the soil will be also completely saturated. So here you will use the gamma saturated or gamma submerged in this particular depth. Now, as even in this zone, this is completely water, and even in this zone, this is saturated soil. In both the zones, you know that the water pressure increases with the rate of gamma W. Even in the fluid mechanics, you saw that as you move down, the water pressure increases with rho GH, that is gamma W into H. Yes or no? So hence we can here say that the pore water pressure will increase with the same rate, and that will be nothing but that will be gamma W for both the layers, whether that is Z1 depth only. At the depth Z1, the water pressure will be equals to be gamma W into Z1, and at a depth of Z2, it will be increased by gamma W into Z2, and hence the bottom pore water pressure will be equals to be gamma W Z1 plus gamma W into Z2. Yes or no? But also understand, as this water is actually present above the soil, this water is actually again the part of soil when we are considering the stresses. So if I am going to plot the total stress, as water is also the part of soil, here in the water also the water pressure will be also the part of total pressure, as this water is the part of soil only. But here, as there is no solid, stress will increase only because of the unit weight of the water, and that is gamma W into Z1. But as here you know that all the voids of soil are filled with the water, hence here gamma saturated should be used to get the total weight of the soil. And hence now you will see that after this the total stress will increase with the rate of gamma saturated for the depth of Z2. And hence at the bottom what you can see that the total stress will be equals to be gamma in W into Z1 plus gamma saturated into Z2. Now if I ask you that what will be the effective stress, what will be the effective stress? So here you can see that at the top the effective stress will be 0, and yes, it will remain 0 up to this depth, because what is effective stress? That is the stress carried by the soil solids, and hence as you know that there is no soil solid present up to this level, there will be no stress on the solids. And also this gamma W into Z1 is actually transferred directly to the water that is present in the soil solids voids. There will be no stress even at this level. But Here, from here, you will see that as you move down from this level, let us suppose at this level, you will see that there is some soil solids that are present above this level, and hence you can say that effective stress will not be zero after this in this layer. So if I am talking about a depth at a depth of x from here, what you can see that effective stress at a depth x will be nothing but that will be total stress at depth x minus pore water pressure at the depth x. So what is the total stress at depth x? You can see total stress at this depth is gamma w into z1 plus gamma saturated into x. So what is this? Gamma w into z1 plus gamma saturated into x. And what is the pore water pressure? Pore water pressure is gamma w into z1 plus gamma w into x here. Yes or no? Up to this level, what will be the increase? That will be gamma w into x1. Or here, it will be gamma saturated into x. Yes or no? So, what will be the pore water pressure here? That will be gamma w into z1 plus gamma w into x. Yes or no? If you take the difference of these two, what you can see here that this term will be cancelled out. What will be the remaining term here? That will be gamma saturated into x minus gamma w into x, and that will be nothing but that will be gamma submerged into x. So what I can say here that in this particular layer the effective stress will increase, but its increase rate will be gamma submerged. Yes or no? So here I can plot the graph as a linear graph, but now the increase rate will be with respect to the gamma submerged into Z2 at the bottom, and the rate of increase is gamma submerged only. So that's all about the diagrams. But can you observe one thing here? That the effective stress, this effective stress is not depending on the term that is Z1. What does it mean? It means that the effective stress of soil is not depending on the water depth in the water body. That is an important point. What is the important point? That effective stress on soil is independent of Z1, that is the depth of water in river or a lake, because these are nothing but these are the water bodies. That means whatever is the water level in the lake or river, it will not affect the properties of soil, because it will not affect the effective stress of soil. Okay, so that is an important observation from this particular case, and I hope now you will remember these variations of the effective stress, total stress and the pore water pressure, because we are going to use them in our upcoming lectures, also in our practice examples. So I am ending this lecture here only, because we are going to again meet in our next lecture with some more concepts. So till then, keep learning, keep growing.